Do you have a job interview coming up in the next 24 hours? If the answer is yes, make sure you stay tuned. I am going to give you unique and top scoring answers to the questions you will have to answer. And just very quickly, if you are new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I am on a mission to help as many people as possible get hired. I can only help you if you are subscribed, and please hit the like button because that motivates me to create more great content for you. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, let's start working through those interview questions you will have to answer and my quick, unique, top scoring answers. Write these down. Interview question number 1 is going to be introduce yourself. Here is my quick top scoring answer. Write this down. Thank you for this opportunity. I am a hard-working, supportive, reliable and self-disciplined team player with a track record of success. My qualifications and knowledge are a great match for the job description, meaning I can hit the ground running in the role. If you hire me, I will work hard to help you become the market leader. The second question you will have to answer at your interview is going to be, why do you want this job? Here is the perfect answer. I want this job because I am passionate about this role and industry. We spend approximately 25% of our lives at work, and I want that time to be spent doing something I love for a forward-thinking employer. That is a great answer. Interview question number 3 is, what are your greatest strengths? I strongly recommend you use the following strengths in your response. Here we go. My greatest strengths are adaptability, resourcefulness, and cost consciousness. I adapt well to pressure, find ways to solve problems, and I always take care of company supplies and resources to help save money and boost profits. Interview question number 4 is one where lots of people fail their interviews on. That question is, what's your biggest weakness? Do not say you don't have any weaknesses. Here is the best weakness for all job interviews. Write this down. My biggest weakness is that I find it hard to say no to people when they ask me for help or to take on extra responsibilities. This means I sometimes overcommit. However, I am learning to assess my capacity for additional work before saying yes. That is a great weakness. Interview question number 5 is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Write this down. In 5 years, I plan to still be working for your company, either in this role with extra responsibility or hopefully having earned a promotion. In 5 years, I will be the go-to expert in my area of specialism and be someone the company can use to train new team members. That is the correct way to answer that tough question. Interview question number 6. How did you hear about this position? Here we go. I've admired your company for several months and have been following you on social media. I've been waiting for the right position to be advertised, and as soon as this job became available, I was ready to submit my resume and apply. Interview question number 7 needs a confident response. Don't be afraid to sell yourself in your answer. The question is, why should we hire you? Here we go. You should hire me because I am commercially aware. I understand that I must do a great job to help the company outperform its closest competitors and also to provide you with a great return on my salary. You should also hire me because I am a selfless collaborator who always puts the needs of my team first. Interview question number 8 is, tell me about a time you faced a challenge at work. Here we go. A product supplier kept letting the company down, which resulted in negative customer reviews. I took it upon myself to source a new supplier on improved terms, and after presenting my findings to my manager, we decided to switch suppliers. My actions resulted in no further negative reviews due to improved customer service standards. Interview question number 9 is going to be, tell me about a time you disagreed with a co-worker. Here is the perfect answer. My co-worker and I were tasked with launching a new company product. My co-worker recommended that we promote the product in magazines and other offline media, which I disagreed with. I explained that by advertising online, we could track spend and the return on our investment. After listening to my reasoned argument for online advertising, they agreed it was a much better idea. Interview question number 10 is, what motivates you? Here we go. I am motivated by several things. First, staying fit and healthy, which results in me having the energy and concentration levels to do a great job at work. If I do a great job, I will have secure employment and a fair salary, meaning I can support my family. Finally, I am motivated by learning and continuous development. Interview question number 11 is, how do you prioritise tasks? This is the perfect top scoring answer. Here we go. I use a traffic light system to prioritise work tasks. I compile a list of my duties and I then colour code them in order of priority. Red tasks are urgent, orange tasks come second, and green tasks can be left for later in the working day. Interview question number 12 is, tell me about a time you made a mistake. Do not say you've never made a mistake because you are a perfectionist. Here is the perfect answer. In my first job, I sent incorrect pricing information to a customer via email. As soon as I realised my mistake, I contacted the customer to apologise and I then sent them the correct information. I learned a lot from my mistake, and since then I always double check work for accuracy. Interview question number 13 is, why do you want to work for us? Here is a great answer. Write this down. I want to work for your company because you have a great reputation in the industry. This tells me you have good values and high standards. I also want to work for you because people I have spoken to who work here have said complimentary things about the work culture, senior management team, and the training you provide. Job interview question 14 is a really difficult one to answer. Describe yourself in 3 words. Which 3 words should you give? Here they are. These are great. Trustworthy, disciplined, and results oriented. You can rely on me to get my work completed quickly. I will be organised and disciplined to meet important deadlines. And finally, I will focus on results and ensure I achieve positive things for the company. Interview question number 15 is, what do you do in your free time? Here is the best answer. I go to the gym several times a week, read self-development books, play team sports, and spend quality time with my family. I use my free time wisely to keep fit, improve my skills, and develop my relationships. Interview question number 16 is, tell me about a time you disagreed with your boss. Here is the perfect answer that shows you to be a caring employee. Here we go. My manager refused to refund a customer in my previous role because they were just outside of the refund policy date. I calmly explained that I felt it was wrong to refuse the refund. The customer had genuine reasons for the refund and they had been loyal to the company for several years. After listening to my thoughts, my manager agreed to issue the customer the refund, which resulted in the company retaining their business. That is a great answer. Interview question 17 is, how do you handle stress? Here we go. Stress is something I manage well by staying calm, staying organised, and focusing on what matters most. I always plan my work in advance, avoid distractions, and break tasks into manageable steps. If I'm working to a tight deadline, I also delegate where appropriate to team members based on their strengths. Interview question 18 is, when have you had to solve a difficult problem? Here we go. In my previous job, the company website crashed late on a Friday afternoon. We had a sale planned for that weekend, so I volunteered to stay behind late to fix the problem. I researched online for potential problems and also used ChatGPT to identify and eliminate causes. After 20 minutes of research, I determined that the website server was insufficient to handle the traffic. After the server was upgraded, the website started functioning again just in time for the planned weekend sale. Interview question number 19 is, what are your salary expectations? I strongly recommend you research the salary range for your role and industry before your interview. You can do that on the website glassdoor.com. Here is my example answer. I researched the salary range for this role and industry before applying. The range is between $34,000 and $44,000. I would be comfortable with $42,000 and the opportunity to have my salary reviewed annually based on my contribution to the company's commercial goals. For $42,000, I will ensure you receive a great return. Interview question number 20 is, what will you do in the first 30 days of starting work? Here we go. I will do 3 things. First, I will meet with my manager to obtain an overview of my duties and expectations. Second, I will meet with my team, establish their strengths and our combined goals. And finally, I will get to work on important tasks and projects. Interview question 21. That's the end of the interview. Do you have any questions for us? Don't say, no, I don't have any questions. Here are 2 great questions you should ask. Thank you. I have just 2 questions I would like to ask, please. What advice would you give to the successful candidate who wants to excel in their work for your company? And what are the team's biggest challenges and what can I do to help overcome them? There you have it, 21 powerful, quick but top scoring answers to the most difficult interview questions. If you want to download all of those answers, click that link right now. Here's what you get. You get my Insider Interview Preparation Pack. This contains those 21 answers I have just worked through. You will get an additional 50 alternative responses to difficult but common interview questions. You will get the interview scoring sheet the hiring manager will use to assess you, and you will also get my 30, 60 and 90-day plans for job interviews that you can give to the hiring manager at the end of their interview to show what you are going to do in your work to give them a great return on your salary. To get my Insider Interview Preparation Pack, click that link and go straight to my website, passmyinterview.com. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and also connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It is always an honour and a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the very best for passing your job interview. Have a wonderful day.